muslim me for the bibi wo me was issue free mu maybe anamono no yete so
right I'm sure like come about what say you be do so come but my enko parliament ye ni come akra lawyer striker nurse for akoi parliament committee am na hwe health so
yes
o maka bibia fa because as yaje nsemu
yes matese o mako meeting in fact me nisa committee no so nti me ma details but minority caucus for na wo no o mama ye nyankra say who questions bia no omugusu a omugusa aban na emse aban is slow kakra sabri die enke wo say ye hu pumasebre because according to nurses no what I heard them say and they say see conclude bargaining a year yensa me negotiate bill at the end ya conclude dada it is difficulties be any ho na asem ni ho dia then what has been agreed on no should be carried out but like I said I'm not in the committee intimi nkamu bebre die mi metumi aka ne say edisun sanso ebre omanfo say de bre omanfo dia na ye nyina yasep quickly what's up ban jai de wo ye biada no ko hwesa asem we no ka fisa pomudi asem ne yake say nurse fo ni ho a doctor fo adwuma no ebe zero kono doctor no want me prepare patient no you no na wo kwa yes yenim nurse fo adwuma critical we gonna keep the whole administration of the health in motion say the be a doctor for so ebenya the necessary support wa omudi omadwuma ti we nya asem we say aban da so kra da so yes it has to do with the health system a matter of urgency sabre ke wasi ati mampeninka sabre do mu say health minister ku on hospitals bini ade if the thing has to do with sitting down with the people and doing what you have to do, I think just going to the hospital to assess impact you don't need to go to the hospital to know the impact. Say nurse in this one kwajuma min ko ra konfa no chi ansan makwa ko hu say nurse fo kwajuma nti e wo impact and I say the impact obviously e wo impact e bi rakando esrew we no has to do with sitting down with the leadership of the nurses looking at what has been agreed on, look at what government can do and let's keep going. And that there's something they call executive dribbling. And that is what there's something you should do but you don't want to do it and you don't do it by doing other things. Sada me hu say aben eye yenim say sikasem or say any nurse for kasa for one reason or the other yem pese ebeye enti ebema health minister ko nanam hospitals say as if why busy be heard the impact of the strike on the hospital. I mean ba penfo a waka na ba nurse wo dia na akọ he and minia in academia yeah na omo ya research we timi choro research topic because ukwa lecture be catch us the answer is already conspicuous. The answer is known. And yet a researchable thing. See nurse ni ankwa adwuma miru akando yi. Wo hia so ko gina hospital and san wakwa ko hu se me ko the impact. Yeah the painful aba nurse ni ho. E dey impact na akwa ko he. Wo ko he dey obi aba emergency. Nurse ni ho be prepare patient na ma doctor no aba be ye hu adwuma. Eti wo hospital na we busy na wo to V8 di ko ya ntoraji di wachi a wani hu fifre wo people wani. It's just for the optics. It is just for the cameras. Minia baby yaba bedroom health minister we sa politics the politics of camera, the politics of looking busy to the people. Please eno mi hu yere mbofu pa where you are supposed to go is not where you are going. Go sit down with the president, sit down with finance ministry, look at what has to be done to get them to go and work. Uko pie hospital hono so pimfo bia waka no amiru akando unima wo ho mache enti we no nyesa wo de wo hanki be fifu adim na wo nante tentem wo hospital you say head minister no say strike ni hu hia no pa o dabi equal to zero. Equal to zero. Eti Mr. Wada. Uko wura ho no so obi kura hia pane no kura nim baby aye de bebo no. Enti Mr. we all know what you are supposed to do. We all know. A labor issue, we know the people who should be involved in the labor matter. We know what finance ministry is supposed to do. We know what the presidency is supposed to do. That is what we expect. It is not a researchable answer. It is not a gray area answer. Say, let us find out the impact when nurses are not at work. Nyadia say be bru baby ayedre head here babe who say nurse fu anko adwuma say na hospital was it ye yina yenim ti yesre wo yenim adwuma wo say wo ye
ba lawyer ya hwe wo de wo ye mranimu ni Labour Commission for Babontin beka say nurses ne strike on kono illegal. In the first place, no ma true signal Babontin even in front me nurse for be di komo Asante Regional chapter no dey on president ne di komo am wa kire say omo ne aba ne di komo bebre so Labour Commission Babontin beka say illegal no and some problem na
etesi me my several cases before the Labour Commissioner omu declare say you know my clients say the omaye no ye illegal actually e ko wie ye court no ye bugu baby you see saade no a to de bia ye ya ase ye pesa ban looking good, you know, you want to put the government in a good you know, at the end of the day maybe in the interim the nurse for no cry no enya na chesa kwesa ban ehuafi, but in the long run how many times aban wan so bebre because the government will be punished by the people. How many times na to the bia etimi hwe bibia na ehunu se se biebru de enka so mesi ye de enka enye enso ye mini bibi kokko solve problem bi di chatwo
se be asema
ya mema ya wadi de yedim de yeka how many times na etimi se de oyire ye
kan fa ne kwam
kedika
ba o kan sia
wo hia wasundwe ya tell be our sundue here we change say we dibimu anadifo, you know. So we've moved away in the era of negotiations, in the era of labor, you know, we've moved away from who is right, who is wrong. Nipa bibi senebo bibi hano see the trajectory of the whole relationship, and you will see say somewhere along the line they've not been dealt with in good faith, you know. And no enama saadi we nyina enti asem no ba na wo se na hwe na aka na ne pono wan hwe no wanka na wo mo dom no a wo mo nyina leadership say you know adwuma ne yenye no the here ne se e beka say o mo strike illegal. Does it end there? It doesn't end there.
Okay, so that's what if
yes, that's what if enti wo ba nde wo be yi o mo nyina di, you see enti pronouncement bi wo ha fine Labour Commission di o mbehwe mra no na omo aka because I mean we feel Labor Act no strike action na quite a legal process, you know, we say we follow ni adie the people may not adhere strictly to maybe what is there some notice period be ni adie they may not have done it any adie, but at the end of the day the factor on the ground when they say they are not working, and once they are not working woman for womu nurse if we adwuma mu kura to de bia hwensensem etete na say me say hospital bi you know open for that for one reason or the other so man attended to her who said ye obehwe from wa hwere ne nkwa ene ade we omu adwuma mu mpo no na say I think less than about 2 weeks ni nurse for your program bi we joso omu guest house yes mikobi mikoko kasaye nkomo a me no mu di ye ne nkomo mo nso ka kire me, and luckily na honorable MC for just so ho ti nsem ne bebre o mo kan nam se ewra we di wa ma na ohu enti PBB ka kire mampani na you know there was here so ye free mra se bedwam bia ye beye, but the conversation a ye ti free ho no anya me nwanwa say in about a week time o mo ko strike,
and that week ni a week na o mo prepare omo ho say abano o medical ko sit down strike omo kwaduma o better to have patients omo hwe omo until Wednesday sabana nka bibia de omo badwuma kra, yes, and obana hwa ma Saturday so nyina exotic,
you know the remedy will not be coming to tell me say opim for bi odo dampa bi so a nani abre no ho a wo kemu a wo no wo hwa me age na wo no fa no ho say Labour Commission say dey na the Labour Commission kan ko no wate Onti kwan wasem ne yeka obi onu anope ne ba yare anadwi wa na o kwada no ho aye hyehyehye de wono de akopi hospital wa wo pe bibiama ne ba no enye ne tie didi mu no ofa woni de labor commission for cancer strike ni
I imagine say me small boy ba ko yare serious. You have to call a nurse or no yenimu no and obey fi be attending to him.
You see?
And say na work na ma call the hospital you be ahwe.
Unyo bi ahwe no and please yeah to me nkan ya no ntum as if we are top of priority minim bibi aba no ye bi esusu say hia che we yi ananse this is not the time when nurse for no we can play games with them. Nya fi ne no mo be ye any other but we health am I esrew mirakando esrew mampani wo mugidie mampani wo mugidie Ghana for nso wo mugidie ti no moto abade ma mo madama munye hu bibie animu ya na you know yentimi and restore some normalcy to the hospitals.
Right, I'm sure for Jumadi the state of Ghana on WONTUMI 101.3 Red Cafe WONTUMI TV. Non kron an ye be sorry ba na la kwamna boatin en ye gesa ye no edi enkomo. Ye ba be dom suko ahwe parliament ye course June 4th. Na anopena me ka say Ghana for Ekai June 46 years ago. Now no June 4th we try mu ye no. And Ghana for Ekai 46 years ago. Yeah, Jelly John Rollins ne osai bwachi janom eye ku e wo man Ghana mu. But ya den course June 4th we try mu yi. Asebie si wo man mu a critical pa Ghana for nyina no. Ya den course emfa day no ne date no entoto ho kra. Nyama mekani say say June 4th anajo be dubako and I'm received your form yet dom do share parliament. Wabakwaje a taxi biatuma a D levy. Na mekai my video bia video na ye for Kroma Baton Pesiazo MP and na a casa of parliament. Ne sani faso pe na la komna boatin na chi na ye honorable Bequeen Protozua at a tinechi. At a long run in Naiba be say Kilentia. La Kilentia. Yenny can share. Bill tambo no ba parliament na ya hwe emre bi saa enho asem te say bedua se na sitie ene kwamfa so mo pass ye no na mo hobi na mo ni hobi adenti manko ama mo na manko transa ko bobu
yeah anope di odi asema bo
Kilentua
odi asema ba na se won so di age wa na ya rehosem ye nyina yenim se de ye emra hye no isitie ya famra so ne dia ye woni emani bi wo ho a e wo mranum in parliamentary practice no ne emani bi wo mranum ne ema bi so eye by convention inti one of the conventions abaye entrenched in parliamentary practice is consultation.
Okay,
whether it is expressly provided for by the rules or not.
Okay,
consultation is so important and that in parliamentary yenya BBFN conclave every EBI ba betansi ampenifo no din kan leadership ne speaker kwatenase ne ahwe adwuma ye ba beye na entotoye bi ho mo din kan totokura ansana ya befie ho because se ye kase ye di bibia befie ho without prior notice ya ene yetenase ya yempon because nyoma ni bi wo a ye disagree wo se ho no ye grinding nyina na you know we find a common pathway ansana ye befie ho a ho no de ne ye hu se yes, the spirit of consultation. Where dear
Manti Homachi,
Yanti Homachi,
Namonya way,
Debbie Yanti Homachi. The bill came to Parliament under a certificate of agency. It's Ubie no notice. In fact, we got up in the morning, went to the chamber.
The person would see Mukakran, sir, certificate of agency now can was see no. Eye breben ene ya na sa introduction ntimi ba e den pa na ye agent urgenta e ma no e ba ne sa
normally enka bill ba ye lear ye be refer to committee bi wo mbeka akoka ho asem ene ade. In fact committee ye koda wo manim no kura no it happened I think on that same day I saw a video of Tokakresi or Koye Banta because we sat about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Into a monocrano, they were ambushed. and at the committee level it's still numbers until the obedience will be state to push and sana but adie bi say no consultation no enya even parliamentarians nkwa it ought to have gone to the people of Ghana, because in the normal bill na bani layer the man committee na a period and sana the stages ye baba be debate ni ade ya ba for second reading, third reading, any idea. But if it is under a certificate of agency, it's me in a day. But that procedure is not supposed to be abused. In the wisdom of the law, no, be to me a seer, ye kasi ye kwaba enye. It is a emergency BSc. Emergency kra in kasi bia, or might be about twice a year so, and there's a natural disaster be what say your core account to be more account the here parliamentary approval and now the BSc say yentimi naso you can you go through the normal approval in the wisdom of the law sana but say a tour ye the tour kwa koto man for no so no enye agent o enipa na wo ba betua tour no e wo se obani hu no say free na ekọ me yansi say bi say ya wo betua eto bi say you enipa na wo ba betua no ankasa no e wo say oni ni di ho nkomo okay na se bi eburo be dia bobo kura wodi na bobo nyina wi no toto nyema yi no hu no say free na ekoro no asenti ade e ba be kosoro me driver ni free na ekoro no me koto fuel a gallon bia no ye ba beje 4 cedi 50 pesos wo so no no so ne ka wura akwa ho asem se mi wura dia bani o enti ensese ne ye ne sei bibia ni wa so agent by imposition of tax bibia ni ho ade omano obi beto ne nya sika ntua na e wo se anajo no a ye pass na ye gigi omanfo sika edikotua na
ana ye koto bibi
mitimi hu ana bia ne yakoto aye gia ye tax de ni nyina has to do with omanfo do mba betua no se bi eburu ye ne etifie ho nko a ye tua bidie enso nye ye ne etifie ho nko a di here pa ne manfo no mo wabonten a wo mo botom eba benya your friend said the incident of tax no falling on them directly I didn't engage wo mo minua nkomo aye no mo di ye nie nkomo aye no mo di ye ni say yen parliamentarians kura no say yenya the proper consultation yetimi abafie etima enya ho kwan amadwo ma madwoso ma enya kwan amadwoso
amedi hu
ma meka nkyere medwoso man se aba no se yesi kasem no hiesika enti no petrol so na bibiri no a to de bibiri enti ene liter ba ko bia emfa 1 Ghana cedi liter ba ko bia wa enti wo to 1 gallon no na kyere se
we enya percentage o
we dey diet yi 1 cedi on a liter 1 cedi on a liter enti gallon no na say wo tua be 4 cedis about 50 pesos yes on a gallon and na Ghana ni beti ase tro driver taxi driver de beti ase 1 gallon bia no 4 cedi 50 pesos tax and na ye dia to so a wo se wutua kan ho enti no ne no usika no ade to fuel no se wokọ no amfa bia nka ho a wunya fuel no o tank ne bia ne da ko eto no on 4 cedi 50 pesos every gallon no ye beti TFM depending on how many gallons wa woto wo hunu enti saade we ye ade ananka wo se aban no levy minu ya wunyina uhu said ye levy ye no ehun komo beda abonten ye di hun komo amanfo yes sani ebu mai na baby ndisi for de ewura no de ehun na minim de ntia his excellency John Dramani Mahama what na ma titin komo bi eno de ye wo mo aba mu asem se bi eburu me ma metena hanka but so mo betena ho
ba aye nkoma ebe ede oha bebre timimufo na
see how de bebre ye enso mo internal matter o ma ha se enya super powers bi wo party no mu a mampani current mi nkomo asem some people have become so powerful that omo no they drive bibia enti no mo wo ho no kura no there are so many people very powerful people in the NDC sa tax we no omo bonyu so but then if Atoforcing says he will do it say Yesu Kristo current means stop no
ya ntwade we ansa ya ba sika na nkasem e-levy ene sa d-levy ebi friend d-levy friend e-levy promise 11 na abandana de ba no enkomo course wo ho any bi nsem a omwa within NDC for na no e could not to force na no belay sa tax we were parliament no o kan de fa ho ene enene ode abayi no omo transe enfant to sene ani ana
eni wuo eni NDC so ubisa mi asa ne meka no NDC ade ba ko a mehuni se fedie ini omumu na se eni omu ministers ne bebre no ye born no video kire wo mu a me kwa kam ntimi nkwa adwuma na nanse na eni wona ba ko bi ni video ba ya wogina bonten kase Ghana fo obi abehun se minister MPP minister bia TV8 mu no twani video e fabra ade a chen wono ba ba mu ne de no kwa de na nya normal V8 o
ne lanse
yes na nya normal V8 na Lexus ane boarding pause ne bo beto odwa na owani wu akasa aka no bit matenam bi. When yesterday you were sitting on TV telling people say MPP ministers and your MPs was ministers bia ofrin kran eye bibi won kran ha TV8 mu no twa fabra ono no de enye V8 Lexus ane boarding but onzo oni ani wo nti obegina TV so te de okaye but he's been trending not for purposes of na ho ofe na ohun ahantan kasa bi osabe kasa aye eni wo ni nani ase mi kwabna boate akme video na kasa kwabna enu ase na mekaye kabenya nuhu me banka kamanim bekofom wa hunu and on yenya binum won beka se galamsey fight no abai na mpese obeye hu bibie na it should even take 1 week to end galamsey ereba ama kofibu anum so U10 a wo maye enu wo mun komo aye de nrade e kire wo mu enede a uhunu enu na ama mi gina so ka se NDC eni wonim
amabo ni wodua
krama tafri wo mu ani ase
sa
yes kenya sa na miwra John Dramani na ya na me fe no kakra kenya sa kan be shati efiri onu ano so onu ani nsem bi a o kan ne nra any immediate when he is confronted with ya na mbusa senti uhu a how does he feel but eja when the penalty menko me fe no miwra no enti menko enti enyanwanwa se NDC aban e ka kire yense wo mayamamu ni sika ne yehia na mum eye mismanagement atofo sen ka kire yense he is not going to tax media udi madance ye omo ka kire se to pa so omo beje to de wonza to no so de mienu ni nyina omo ni je ho enu bi a kire ye beba ho
natural one artificial natural na ho pe
eti media asem kesi o neto da bi ni ya kan ya mfa bi ansere a na you know you see o ka kire yense there's no way they were going to tax the people of Ghana no mo de yade no mo hu anu aduro na mismanagement MPP aban na invest sika so yi enti na you know we say o mo di levy e ba so o mbenye sika e de ayeyi and we know how vehemently they opposed went round and opposed fiercely and no buy ade enchin wo de o ti to eyeyi Rajon Dramani Mahama na uhia to uji to eyeyi ra to force adam eburu uji to a eyeyi na obi de ne pen so na oji a na enyeyi na minu ya ka said the makano NDC nyese wo kam obi afere we NDC mu fere ni ho
mo stance ne saying as minority of parliament
we are making it very clear. In fact, we couldn't sit for that you know hardship to be perpetuated on the people of Ghana. We got out na komoma de chimpo na nka Ghana fo ni nkomoni bia so ade bi wo ha wo de ba na Ghana fo ni opportunity na so wo so eka bia wo de wu no wo ya ban wo mato aba ma de obeye no obeye de Ghana fo kraka they've given you the mandate obeye but at least mo ndi omu abobu kakra e said de wo no yire na wo ko wa bia beka no ho wo hunu bona mane wo bedi hu abobu a na wotwe baako mienu afei o be settle in the mumsa na junwa the members of parliament kura ka hu bibi aba no se da bi ye doso na dom dudu no e de ne ne anadwo no mu nyina atena ho they sat there ene mete say ne bibi fa fom ko mu butum te ne obi anu wo ye bibi bia de okoda ne kunachi de okukunchire obi anko ombetena fio to make sure to so my ye bi da okay good board enu kra de na bo 2 am ya sorry ja o ma good board
asa no me ye no
good board ya sorry ja o mo be around there 3 we left omo ye ya ma ne bo be 4 something we left midnight good board time and it was consideration stage. I feel na year kind law no one by, and it is very important. That stage of the law is so important because you're taking it clause by clause. Now you share the framing of the law, legislative drafting nankasa, plus the intent and purpose of the law. Nanke was you know ye jina danoni a ye adwuma ma ade asan wo. In fact na Friday e dano kra de chin Saturday yesa ko day na ye break ya ba no. Anajubre yes yeko adwuma Saturday. The Saturday before ansana ye break ya ye be fie no. Went to work on Saturday. Je kra ka kire wo mo say ka wo mo ntwen na nka memenda no. Ye ba ya twa so mo say dey bi. Anadwo no a wo mo tena se pass good board act no. You know, and see numbers na Ghana for the NDC for no. You want say, enye bibi papa bi no mo de ba be ye. Ne kobanso a MPP ye beka ni Ghana for no be din komo ba the end of the day bibi en we bitima ya fa ho.
Wontimi nya hwe.
Yentimi nya ho hwe. If so mo numbers no edoso. Wutina fie wa ombe pass. Upia bonten a ombe pass. Bibi en wa bitima ya fa ho. Numbers na Ghana for the amount no. Meaning, even if they decide to run shift, they can still get their laws through. It is hard way no I they will still get their numbers. Oh, imagine that be huge. Na Ghana for no say nye bibi papa bia no de ba be ya ma wo mu. Ne se nra bi na ye e-levy. Na you know, enokra na esempo
1 cedi per 100 Ghana.
Yes. And so sending less than 100 Ghana per day into kra. Enokra no, you know, and they say 1 Ghana cedi on every na no the nank 1 year mobile money transfer on the nank 1 kan hu. E me dey fuel one bit me yi no afiri mu. Why na say tax will bit me e yi no hu e dey afiri mu.
Emla no oma pass tax oma diatum.
Yes.
There's nothing that we bet me dey afa ho e be and I say ne France Sanaka say ko ba be.
I just aban yes a political will, a political decision, executive mandate. I just say omo ayo madwen say omo ba betwem. Enye sa ade a bibie ni wa obi betumi aye. Enti no eniyema bi sa no aye ntimi nye ho hwe ma no nye yie no. Ye sole firi ho magana fo hu no say da wo horo yensa. Pontius Pilato. Ye sole ko horo yensa. Epo di jawo mo say ehun musuo bi amu o mutiri so. Omo ankasa no ma ban wo mfa ye ntimi nka ho bi ti Ghana for nti ase ye se bi a MPP se bi ye ti won ye hwe ma ne ko so da bi ye nhwe ma bibi sa anko so de wasi ye kan biada anadwo ne ye ka kire o mo say look once it has to do with tax and it is the people of Ghana who are going to pay, let us do more consultation. That is what we told them. But o mantie mo makwan na memra mejo so na me ne jo so man ma me din komo na me mu hunu ntiase wo mbedi abobo de but ebia with time you know wo but we de bi anadwo no ya pass ti me ba mejo so no ka me be ka che o mo nsa anadwo bre no NDC for the tax bi baaye o ma be pass na anadwo a ye ka ho hwe o mo so mo ntie de ya so de efiri ho na mum wo mo do so nti wo mo aye nti menua saadie we no ye kan enim Ghana for no say de omusi di ho yawfo ma hwe videos bebree of trot drivers any ade but abatuo e wonsunsanso ye ka hwa na edikosie wo hwa na edikosie ese na nka anko ye de ye ya keneki ehun de ehun na papa bi abonwum bi e me de pa na natebi ne nwum bi o si tena ukunu fun ho ai tena ukunu fun ho me de pa me ne ya adwene ba kwa bi so me ne nya adwene ba enwum no ye deep enu very o si sujadie ma me tensem sujadie ntimi tensem fun tena ukunu fun ho ade o te ho ase e fun no wujaye a se bi eburu kwa abofre bi ehu anu obepew so ekunu ebi na ne yeti hu you
ke hu ya ke tena ekunu
eja wadwo MPP nye saade we da NPP yenye saade we da ke hu komo beba da bonti aga wa winim yewra chairman sabusu oh na se sabre ko fidie nka wono ko wonte anko wono kasa wo fun so afenyo makin kasa abre Joy FM what wo chirechirem abusuafo se ni yo se ni kasa abre ko jo ponkroma ko nam Akyemkwaa ki chiremu di ntie bia yehia tax no se ni empendo do a ye bepese ye beji ebeduro na minu ya unim se tax bi o kra MPP egia ya seti bibi e fer sunset clause ebi ho ananke wo se you know ending with the life of the 8th parliament nanke eja agi o ebi ne some duties bi ane wo import so ni ade sunset clause na elapse with the end of the 8th parliament ye nyi biu because ne bre no aso ne purpose no ane de je so ba NDC fo a extend no e di ko enimu bi o kra mo sa ade bi asa akeka ho eni ade enti tena ukrufu ho no amekan MPP pass ene ye wa ba mu ene ye ba beji a whooping 4 cedis 50 pesos tax on every gallon. We can never look at the faces of truck drivers, taxi drivers and say that ye mebusa mu hwe ye ne mu nka hwe ye ne ye aban mudim kokro botino ama ye wie etimu mfa mu hu fi am anduade ye meka hwe nkyere mu ya pass frisi e doso if you say me ya to forcing maye na mini anu madwembo ne ewo mutim de mo yes ade we nyina ne se dollar no akofom dollar no akofom no so se bieburu enye wo no waye bibie asade we ye kan ya na kofo bebire nti ase wutie se NDC fo kasa ya mamuo pa ya ye enene amasika sem no ntoto ya akofom ya mamuo pa ya ye wontimi nka de ba akokura nkyero se saade we ne ye ana we ne ye ena yo nka nkyero
se bi on person be chomo strategy
omboni nyina ben ya mamuo pa omunim they don't know sanya Ghana nkwa na esi anya Ghana nkwa na esi the dollar is falling in across across anya hankwa enti no dollar no akofom ebema fuel market price ebekofom ukoto a ebekofom because we na appreciate kakra te wo se fuel no so automatically ekofom ene ma ne kofom kakra bedu 12 cedis or 11 something 12 sabre ne wo se Ghana ni no nya so mfaso MPP ye wo abem ye to gold bebre go a mobile maton gold ne bebre dia support to CD no ama abafom
okay
mo ton gold bebre ye mining ye say mu nya gold no bebre enye wo 3 months 4 months ya ba yi na de yes adwuma no obi na yes adwuma no de ato ena ne collateral ne benefit no wunya no sabiri tinye wo no waye bibie ene gold a MPP ye hu adwuma no ena aye the backbone of the city a eboa ema nyewo enu waye bibia sabire ne nke wo so manfo no nya so mfaso ma Ghana fo no so hu ne se oh esi de yemso yesika no emu aye du ama nya so mfaso ti sabire Ghana ne no nkokoto fu no 11 cedis ya se bieburu nke yenya ne bibia buru so ka Ghana ne no kwa akoto fu no even 10 Ghana cedis ya nkodi to kese fatano Ghana ni no kwa akoto ade ama no ne na sese ne ni sidi no so ehu aba ahoden na oye yi a kese fatano enso NDC aban say because said dollar no etumi aba fom ama sidi no nya ahoden kakra na fuel no so bo aba fom no sabiri na wose de tax ebe hye ho said de be ya Ghana ni no on feel in their thinking they think say insunsanso no Ghana ni on feel. That's their thinking.
Me ni obi argument bi. O say na petrol ye be affairs be 17 cedis per liter, which indeed nenye no kre. Ba na argument wo ye free honum. Na liter per fuel no na ye 17 cedis. Ana ne abana ba ye no wa chew 4 cedis. To chew 4 cedis no. Ano say mano 1 cedia. They say o complain.
See? Omonyo na ya mo maye saadi wi na wo maye no na a act of bad faith omuni Ghana for any ye na ye nhyehyeye ema sika eba fom ema wo se Ghana ni ho to no a ye kokase sa abere de ho ato nti no my we menti ase what kind of logic no nti Ghana for no ye no mo ye de ye no mo di dwa wo mo asika sem ana does it mean say Ghana ni no nye entitled so on de no to no Ghana ni ndi kwa so se no to no we ti se enka ntete am makai tamu ani we kura ase no tetefo no bi wo ho no mu a ade a ukira so obi hu se ne ba wote wo kwa onye hwe minim se uhu sampenifo ni bia
mo adwuma yesisi
wo mo adwuma yesisi ebi na ndisi fo yi o mani kire so obi hu se wote wo onye hwe obemu adwuma ye enti sidi no aba fom fuo no aba fom enti Ghana ni nade no wo se no to no eni emfa tax mra mehye ho at the end of the day say eswati ama ho ato kakra enti ye de be hye wa ade na wo complain say de o mo ka kire say ade na wo complain ade na aba fom ho ato kakra eti se ye de to ahye ho ade na wo complain first no na wo nto no 15 first no na wo nto no 14 and then about 12 near the tax force the 50% atoto ade nti na wusu de o mo ka kire Ghana for no nti Ghana ni no wiase nyina dollar no aba fom a obi a ato no kakra no Ghana ni ne de ne ho to no enye na wo di nwiniye we yi adwuma na nwiniye we na wa wo di ebra kra na beka wadwen boni fa kire Ghana for no no mu ni hu nkomo me de no ne me problem o aban de ye to abama wo a with that overwhelming majority no mo wo no de omuntimi nya ne se bia bema ombema bema da ne oba na minua ye nya hunu hwe o
bibi o
eja wadwo ye hunu hwe NDC do mo majority ebeye wo ma we mu no ebeje wo manfo ne nsem I said you hu di agoro
is it going to do them good or bad?
You see at the end of the day ansa na wo benya kwan betwe wo maso no na o ma say wo man no ne enso ya brebi anye mfie nan
Brunya fo
at the long run enko yie ma wo mo said you must ase ase no enko yie emfa ma wo mo nanso ebedru si ebenya akwanya se ebetwe wo maso no ne enso ye ntoma atete ne enso ya bre wo yidiem the simple courtesy you can do for your citizens and he say me ba betua na mum bi se ye because with him say fuel ne de na minia with himself from independence ye nya any fuel tax on fuel la eso say you usually are impetuous
20% 10%
kete eno kura no obe unu say ni effect on we no na ayekese because fuel ne de ono ma me na waye kokonu a wode kwa akosi kwan wakoton no abobo ya no a wo tam de asimu de akono eno no fuel na fuel affect obi atisi atu fuel mu pe obi atu ne bibiem because obi had the car na ekofa ne bibia de aba na store
our first budget no e wo fuel some 95% be too so
you see they have minim the tax regime at 2% or operating. I have no idea where the direction is going, but it looks like they are going to run a very harsh tax regime. And in America, Jose sunset clauses has been extended, and there are several taxes are eba. There are several taxes on the pipeline now.
Maybe a budget
yes, I'm very, very sure. Say, it won't be a bit yapa. It won't be a pipeline no be buy bit ya. And Ghana ni be ntimi nye ho hwe. With their majority, they will pass it through.
The contents are the edges are two way to solve doomso. By Oma Babontia Beka Ghana for the doomso ni Ghana. Enra minya daji tie na nado danko kufu the state of the nation address the last one oye and what say oba beto say NDC for jar $2.5 billion and a car network energy sector na and share it say oba ntimi aja hu bibia after 5 years e be ko be 12 point something billion I indeed nkwapon fa so to ne ma all free power no na sa 2.5 billion no beja or beto ye no and one e wo ma wan fa bi anka ho no bibia anye densi na sa e ka ne se be da ho so no watimi aso nguma eno amma
yeah
then na kwa to force me so wa finance ministry open mahama first mahama edikan no
yes
then na e wo se oye e betia boa ma John Jinapo enkasa bebre o kasa ni na no eto betwetwa ma Ghana fo hu se nya oje no enye se bi oje da beso mu dunso ne mu dunso no sa ba ye o mu na atoto ne maye ba e ma ne ba
you see minu ya na de no kura ni ho a ade na so hia sika de kwakoye hu adwuma
ye tia like bills
yes and I will say dunso no kura ni ho you see and I make us say again NDC omunpenifo no bebre no I don't know if it sounds offensive there but I can say omuni ferie and I offensive me a very nice way to say it me say me hu video a Jinapo ka kire e piu asifo so at time kra na a little increment a you and mobile 14% upwards already on electricity and about 4% on water. Yes. Obi a wo si piu asifo o mini Ghana fo ni yi na Ghana fo problem nyina ye mismanagement of electricity. The whole setup no abai no mismanage no enunti na we don't need more collections. What the obaya already 14% whom and the 14% yitua on electricity yitua insuo 4% whom it is all head the nra wo ka ye no ne de na wo ka nti sebie bruce wo ba bia na ni afie na wo hu video no obisa say but daddy why did you say this yesterday and you are doing this today e dey asem na be ka kire no and now more manfo bebre e lose faith in the political class and it's dangerous. It's dangerous. The day the people will be done with us, and it's because of a near maybe say you opposition into no young candy what's here Kenya once I'm better na hey once I'm in car say abayin here at all. Having said that, because meaning say abayin bia would need taxes to survive and to run a nemo me problem they say branene Ghana fo no mra meka ho asem e bia ne so o mbeka kire ho ana mra se bedwafo no maye kwan na de omanfo no beka no yenso ye mra ne me make input
that initial na 11 na 1.5%.
see ye kodi ho nkomo no
about
1%. Na mumu de chese da minua enka dumso ni ho a onkofa ehupin 1 Ghana cedi emfa mameto a liter so say what they kwa solve dumso whatever it is in the 8 years no MPP ye ma kane na gina so no ye de ne ma na gina so obi eye hu adwuma o na obi wo ho e na wo ba 8 years ye so kane throughout edu ba bi kra na to de bi na repair work ni ade kakra mekai na mo ye adwuma on the pylons bi any yesa ye heavy capital investment by way of infrastructure na kane anu dum kakra na omanfo enum atoso nti sa time kane anu dum kra for 30 minutes ani ye kem eni ade na ye wure fi bere bi kra de obintin bi de femu eni ade. We have done this without 14% upwards in electricity. We have done it without taxing on petroleum to solve what they are working. But we cried and then it is all say it is not about doomso. Tax no, it's not about doomso. It is what say it is not about a car. Yes, it is not about a car. Now, any car anti tax and there's a whole confusion now. And nam so man pinia me ni hu nkomo interrogating into no me mentiase e no manfo no so atiase mentiase ti se enye eka nti na ase woji we ne ka wo se eka no nti na nkrofo bi a omoma independent power supply fo bi atutu mu fidie so mo de ko because of eka afa wo se nya kanti na woji se sika we na ne sika no woji de akwen wan pinia me ni hu nkomo ne yenso kakra we yetirim no yenso ya ba beka nyansa nso ni ba ku fu tirim
to say la krentua
ye de they say about to me
abayadwuma
about to me
say azula dinkunim
you say the Ghana for no wo mu pe betua because mampani so depend esi so we yes see the no aba form esa mo ho beto mo dodo petroleum world prices akofom pa echen bira na ye wa bam enso ye amfa tax anto so esa mo ho beto mo dodo eti no so wetimi a save be 4 cedis a ene se yesi betua 1 Ghana you know 1 cedi on a liter which will amount to 4.5 na che say aban enye wo bone. That is the thinking. Na me nua mami nkan we mfa nkan ho. You see mistake NDC for aye ne say ye nyina nim say world forex enyina baby faako nti enei na ebia Donald Trump ne ma bi ene you know the trend in international trade, you know, ama dollar no kofom ebetimi eduru baby na ekosoro. It is a wo share no now the tax petroleum no so dollar no cost to fuel no on world market ye be cost. So obviously fuel no so be cost. So what if fuel bo dollar no chance ye say cost. Nema fuel no cost could do let's say e be a 14 cedis ya. Ube tax na free one and I know the abeka ho wi ti Ghana for no be cost we twia.
Say tax.
You see? And no na dia ho kire bebre Ghana for. If you say ade a wo hwe so say wo aba from nti ma memfa tax nche ho no saa de no nyina fa ko ewiase nyina no eniema e kire the position of forex no e fleeting saa na bruni beka no nyina fa ko
dane koba namba
yes nti no say ene nyamempangu say dollar no epeja kwa kuduru 15 cedis ya ana world on crude fuel say akosoro na ama fuel no so akosoro na is still 450 pesos na da so twia na pampem na so manfo no na ho omu akire wo mu enti ye hwemprempre mu enko fa tax enko to ba bia wunim se ho no ankasa no bo no kosoro a manfo ho kire wo mu ade ba ko kosoro manfo ye ho kire wo be ko adum obi ato de bibim because fuel. Enti the whole thinking no around which ato force in na ban the tax we buy you know the indices here wo mo de reasoning no gina so no enye papa
right MCA la kwamna boatin enche ye be sorry but la ya hwe Ablekumanov mo ye den afa ho
you see minua aweho semba akonso na wa boso anopay na particularly me this ankomo no na me ra hopa very personal to me. I told you na me to parliament ya na me buafu na dia ma me buafu no ye aden na ye ti parliament ho pretending to be exercising democracy when other equal ingredients of democracy is being trampled upon with impunity near to end. We are carrying on business as usual. Media, if I were in leadership, until say Ablekumanov, ye be kind, in accordance with the orders of the High Court, Parliament will kill you. Yes, but we will make it impossible for business to go on. And that's what much here. I just want bet nyina de ekogum de om de be no mfanya yen om de begu adroma woye o so om be san ye huma om be de om mfanya. What is this? What is this? Ya to aba somehow ne kan mu no wentwi aba yakọ High Court ye wo kwane e faso a ne kan mu no problem ba ye kan no High Court na ye order say IGP aban ma police for ma EC police na wo mu nyina ho na ye ntimi nsan kan aba no bio because ade ne de wo boxes no ho a ya locking no wo ho all we need is regulation. Aban say mintumi ma police ma anya say adwuma no EC 4 years o mo kan ya na papa bi a ene yama ne CEO na waba no abetro 15k men 10k women e be meet e be na say offer ti trafo na no kro frɛ na ti trafo nso atena moto so bebri akwakogu isi hɔ ama isi fo na wura fampoma mu dwane because their lives were at risk. Their lives is at risk to mu nyina dwane ebepum ne yentumi nye simple recognition na ye simple addition sebe na the two parties ni nyina begina ho with security ebetwa ho ahia eti say dey see council of state abey wo ahi say wonu dey see ye police ni bi gina no afure gina nchen usuru
sa enta say ye moto ma bibia ye kama
na ade na abrikuma dey yentumi nye because we so lose aba no it will matter the people of Abrikuma enya representation
obi betime the easy anaza man court
asem no court dada
say bia
court na ye order
na ye fa order nya djuma obi ntimi za court
but how will a high court make an order na security nso aye ka nyina mampani na woda no IGP se wase just provide security for the EC also wenye na no ekoka an wase mo parliament unim de omoka onse yenkoto aba no foforo
high court ka
enya aba no to na asem aba hu
ne kan
ya kan kura wie atabulate na yesi enya regulation ahana number ni yesi ahana yesi ni a project no obi ehwe record no iwi an ye dia kan bom de ehu de owi ni e no keke ye koka hu masmo omoka south for enya representation of parliament for years e de na mo ye ese ndisi nkomo nyina ukoka bibia wo mse we ukoka chema WONTUMI kwan a omode ne fa so a ukoka adenta kumi kwan a wo mo fa so ko ne fie ukoka Bank of Ghana former Bank of Ghana ya omo so say ukoka Chief Justice kwan omode nam so a omo say na Charlotte say, and that is a very lame argument say at the time no a year to 2020 abano na constituency bu her friend sir it didn't exist. Elections a creature of law, a legal process. If the thing did not exist, we say they were without representation, the constituency did not exist. In the year about 2024, when steps had been taken and it properly existed, the Antwaba. In the constituency existed for a very long time. Court to see Akyemkwaa recollation, no. Abiding to me provide security for the recollation to be done. Because sir, for no money.
Right. Yaman minimum. Chaberi dua.
No, but I rehu. We had here was a Ghana for no. Yes, minimum say very soon. Oh yes. Now it is not just going to be the everyday demonstration. About we you say on per rule of law. Na obana bo kasa betena ha kasa and they say am tia me say enyem nwanwa se me pie ni achemeko enyem nwanwa because ono no de oko hu meeting kro choro krata akoma mampani nyeso okoye obi kra bibi o choro krata akoma mampani oni de kogu ni fie ma na yere kra pon e te me me ma ba betena ha die minim se enyem nwanwa se me pie na adwo so MP ye de meko na Ghana fo no hu no se baby NDC aban di ewura no ye baby a ye free buy ye ni nye ho ye ni a ye wo Kumasi ni Asante region kra de ya ne kai ye ni ema bi aya ni empese ya adwene beko ho e kai ye da bone eno no mo de ye ko se na me sorry na mi ntimi nkasa majo so man eni se eni breach abo se jo so man to santene to aba ma me no se me so na afi de mi ntimi nkasa majo so man mi ntimi nkasa misro enti mewura meyire mpaase makwase meyire ntumam eni wo munya krado
right la kwamna bote na oten encouragement de ni sinia makwa sports for na but quickly ma menya birthday we na yemfa sorry happy birthday ekọ ediama owura ile Elizabeth Nifa kwame o wa passe we se ne mami ma no ati owura ile Elizabeth Nifa from Fred Amoyao and I say Mary show happy birthday and then anopenti mame nyamopon ensira na onto onkwa enem emfa emmame na eno efi wono mo a na menwese me akasa me baketo yi Mika Okan Asante ahenkan efiri opapa nana Okan ene o mame ene abusua ni nyina se ye show happy birthday ya sore ma sports for na balaya then akatwa to na fancy chance
the make che Ghana for ne se omo min kan se crazy omo nya botara na so omo nye dey eto na nya ba bi na mpeni asan ai ntino abato esko nsunsan so
fancy beto ne ketinketi that drop
you see a driver for na ya na me dream ho taxi drivers ni ade arechiche sem na meka de akere mu
right
na yenim se bronya naka miensa ohu emuwa na mum yenhunu se abato esu nsunsanso etoda bi na niema kakra bi ne yebonyoso na bia ye take decision bia ye bewie ni akofa musu abefie ye bewie no na enti minia tena okunfo ho
bera se
ese na nata bi nyum kai
suja dia
ti ya no wasi etena ye kunufo honum saa
bera se amsala kwamra boate aya joso mrase bedwani na oten enka no osetena okunfo ho na suja die ma atensem fon fancy ni mo ba na the sports no e dia ba betwa so e dia ma na anwe no so e beba ne de eye nsepafie dwumade